A bunch of people in here. Right. Okay.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Destinations Credit Union virtual annual meeting. Thank you for attending. My name is Brian Vidic. I am your president and CEO. To begin our meeting, I'd like to begin with some opening remarks focusing on 2020. As we approach the one-year mark of the COVID-19 pandemic's impact on our country, Destinations Credit Union continues to remain strong and committed to instilling the delivery of a stellar member experience from our entire team. Our board, committees, and staff continue to strive to provide our members the continued support necessary in order to meet the evolving financial demands everyone is facing during these challenging times. As 2020 began as one of the strongest quarters in our history, the pandemic quickly wiped out what income we had earned virtually overnight, ultimately being the most difficult year in the industry's history. However, on a positive note, Destinations Credit Union organically grew to almost $67 million in assets in just 10 months, our highest level in our 86-year history. Normally, we have only experienced this type of growth through merger acquisitions. This is being termed as the savings grace of the credit union economy, as the state of Maryland went into lockdown while consumers stayed home during the pandemic, thus reducing their spending. Despite the unknown, it was critical to remain transparent with all staff and members in our diligent efforts to keep operating business as usual. It was out of sheer determination for Destinations Credit Union to avoid staff layoffs, although no one could predict the future beyond the next day. It was our goal to remain open to serve our 7,000 plus members without wavering to the disease, while at the same time ensuring everyone's safety. Destinations Credit Union was committed to deploying a remote workforce where feasible, instituting daily facility sanitizing protocol, providing continuous financial counseling through all our channels to members, redirecting all meetings to a virtual environment, board, annual, management, sales, and regulatory examinations, addressing member requests by consistently evaluating credit risk under proper controls and regulatory guidance, and ensuring safeguards against threats of emerging cyber attacks. Even though it was necessary to intermittently close our lobbies when COVID-19 cases were escalating, we successfully pivoted and served our members through our drive-through lanes. DCU enhanced our call center support, in addition to offering the convenience of our 24/7 self-service channels, such as our telephone teller service, mobile app capability, online banking, and surcharge-free ATM network access that assisted in conducting members' banking transactions. From the beginning, we were honest in meeting our members' requests for relief one by one while remaining trusting and compassionate over the last 10 months. A committee was formed to establish consistent guidelines, empowering them to react quickly and confidently with payment alternatives for members. As fighting COVID-19 became our #1 priority during 2020, we are proud to announce that we believe our investment into prevention paid off. In addition, we also added a surcharge-free ATM machine outside the credit union office at Northwest Hospital to provide cash access to the hospital employees until the office was deemed safe to reopen. In conclusion, we appreciate the membership's patience in our efforts to remain relevant and viable as your primary financial institution. We are confident that as we come out of confinement, as the world returns to a new normal, that we are positioned to service you with our mantra of people helping people. And now I'd like to introduce the chairman of our board, Mr. Reed Kreider.
Good afternoon. My name is Reed Kreider, and I'm the chairman of the board for Destinations Credit Union. This time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. We have confirmation of a roll call of our members. And next, we're going to step to the Pledge of Allegiance.
You can join us, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Announcement. All members that would like to address the body are requested to type your remarks in the comments section of the screen. The moderator or speaker will read the comments as presented. The reports and financials are also available to download on your screen to accompany the presentation. This time I'd like to address the board members and committee members. On our board of directors, we have George Hamilton, he's our vice chairman, I'm sorry. John Davison is our treasurer. Joan Montgomery is our secretary. Board members are Lonnie Birkenbeck, William Lovelace, Michelle Macer, Sherwood Ramsey, and Leon Sessions. Our supervisory committee consists of John Smolinski, he's our supervisory committee chairman, Frank Fertitta, Elizabeth Kreider, and Lauren Hill. Brian will go ahead and introduce the staff.
With us today, besides myself, I'm Brian Vidig, your president and CEO. We have Christina Kaler, our CFO, Walter Scholey, our chief strategy officer, Jack Schiefer, delinquency control specialist and project manager, Sonia Hart, accounting operations administration. Also today on the virtual meeting, representing our independent auditing firm from Rolls & Company is Steve Halpern, CPA, and Jacob Kinnear, CPA.
At this time, we will vote to dispense with the reading of the minutes from the July 16, 2020 meeting. Please respond to the prompt calling for the first and second notions. Once the notions are recorded, you will be able to cast your vote. Okay. Okay, the first motion was Joe Montgomery, second by John Smolinski, and the vote passed, so it carries. Now we're going to have a presentation of the reports. The chairman and president's report will be led by myself. Our members needed the credit union more than ever in 2020. We're pleased to report that Destinations was there at every step of the way, addressing our members' needs on a case-by-case basis during the most difficult times of the pandemic. Our members' relief efforts included waiver of fees and deferral loan payments. While last year's challenges resulted in a lower loan demand and net income, Destinations grew its total assets by $7 million. We remain a safe and secure place for our members, savings offering full range of NCUA insured deposit products as well as competitively priced loan products. Throughout it all, our mission of helping members achieve financial freedom and do better financially has never wavered. In 2020, we continued our partnership with Operation Hope and provided full access to full-time financial well-being coach at no cost to the member or the community. Our financial education efforts also included regular money management and fraud prevention tips through our blog, social media, and website. As we look towards the future, Destinations is actively reducing back office expenses through our ongoing collaboration with other credit unions. As our group has expanded to 9 credit unions, we continue to gain greater economies of scale with over $1 billion in aggregated assets. I'd like to thank you for your membership. We look forward to serving you and welcoming more of your eligible family members, friends, and coworkers to the credit union family in 2021 and beyond. Respectfully submitted, Reed Kreider, Chairman, Brian Vidig, President and CEO. Okay, now we skip down to the Treasurer's report.
Good afternoon. For the treasurer's report, in 2020, lower loan demand along with decreased and waived fees led to a decline in income for destinations. Gross income declined by 16.38%. Member shares increased by 14.5% in 2020 as members increased their savings. Destinations' total assets grew by 12.66%, increasing from $58.7 million in 2019 to $66.2 million at the end of 2020. Loans to members decreased by 9.19%, largely due to the pandemic and related decline in consumer loan demand. A net loss of $43,394 was incurred for the year. Reasons for the loss included reduced loan volume, reduced fee income, and increasing our provision for loan losses. Our capital position decreased slightly but remains strong at 13.24%, still well above regulatory requirement of 7%. Thank you for your continued trust in Destinations Credit Union to serve your financial needs. Respectfully submitted, John F. Davison, Treasurer.
Okay. Next, we'll have the Supervisory Committee report. John Smolinski is our supervisor. He's attending virtually, so I'll be reading the report for John. The Supervisory Committee, which is appointed by the board, holds regularly quarterly meetings throughout the year. The main function of the committee is to ensure that credit unions' financial statements are presented fairly and accurately. The Supervisory Committee also ensures that management practices and procedures are sufficient to safeguard members' assets. For those reasons, the committee hired Rolls & Company, LLP, an independent, licensed, certified public accounting firm, to perform an opinion audit of the credit union's financial statements. The committee concludes that, in their opinion, the financial statements presented fairly in all material respects the financial position of Destinations Credit Union as of December 31st, 2020 and 2019, and the results of its operations and its cash flows for the years then ended in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. All loan exceptions were reviewed by the Lending Audit Committee and forwarded to the Supervisory Committee for inspection. The committee is composed of 3 members who meet at the credit union on the 3rd Thursday of each quarter to carry out their responsibilities to the membership. We are proud to be part of the credit union that is so committed to excellence and to thank the management staff for all their hard work. Respectfully submitted, John Smolinski, Chairman, Reed Kreider, Frank Fatita. We also have 2 new members, Elizabeth Kreider and Lauren Hill, that will be participating this year, and I will be stepping in as needed to assist with any of the operations. Next, we have the Lending Committee report. Walter Scully.
Good afternoon. Something that we can all agree on is the fact that 2020 was not a typical year. And even to this day, we continue dealing with its effects in a form of a series of unprecedented challenges. And I said unprecedented challenges because if we were the last 95 years, I think that is a fact. We can all attest that the financial service industry was not exempt. Despite all of those challenges, during 2020, Destinations Credit Union funded a total of 636 new loans, disbursing over $7.8 million. In addition, Destinations disbursed a total of $3.4 million in credit cards and home equity lines of credit, for a total of $11.3 million in lending production. A decline of approximately $4 million if we take 2019 as a reference. All this as a result of the uncertain times we face that caused a market contraction fueled by consumer fear. Far from staying still, Destinations continue with its partnership with the Credit Union Mortgage Association, which in 2020 contributed to our total lending production with $1 million in first mortgages. This strategic partnership is evolving, and we're confident that with this valuable collaboration, Destinations will reach its ultimate goal, which is to help our members meet their financial needs. In this case, in the real estate area. I would like to point out that the mortgage interest rates are at historic record lows, and we encourage all our members to take the advantage of this fantastic money-saving opportunity, whether by purchasing a home or by refinancing their existing mortgage loans. In addition, I'm glad to share that we have adopted a more proactive approach, increasing the regularity of our loan review committee meetings from a monthly to a weekly frequency, where applications that were not approved due policy guidelines are given further analysis before a final decision. This process enhancement expedites the overall lending process, giving our members a faster turnaround with their loan applications. And that's just the beginning, as we're implementing more robust and faster decision models. At the same time, we continue reviewing our policies, our procedures, workflows, and systems, ensuring effectiveness in our lending operation, remaining competitive in this ever-changing industry. Allow me to mention that as a state-chartered and federally insured credit union, we are audited by the state of Maryland and the National Credit Union Association, and we stay compliant with the rules instilled by our regulators. Our lending rates are evaluated monthly to guarantee we are the best financial alternative for our members and to expand that existing relationship that they have with destinations. We're committed to developing new products and services that will position destinations as the primary financial institution, and we, the staff, to be the trusted financial advisor to all our members. In other words, anytime our members think about their finances, destinations should come to mind. As mentioned, 2020 was a challenging year, but also the year that allowed us to identify the opportunities for improvement across our institution, as well to optimize our efforts. In turn, they will become that base for us to build upon. And as our logo reads, moving forward, we will continue to do so. Thank you.
That concludes our reporting. We now vote to accept these reports as presented. Please respond to the prompt calling for the first and second motions. Once the motions are recorded, you'll be able to cast your vote.
It's just accepted with the motion process.
It's 20 years. You're good to accept the report this morning.
Okay, we have two nominations, Jim Montgomery and John Smolinski second, and it passed with flying colors, so motion carries. Under old business, we'd like to announce that there's no unfinished business for the last annual meeting. Under new business, we have presentation of the nominating committee report by Jack Schaefer.
Good afternoon. The nominating committee has nominated the following individuals to run for the 3 available seats on the 2021 Board of Directors: George Hamilton Jr., John Davidson, Michelle Macer. As there are only 3 candidates for the 3 open seats on the board, the election will be by acclamation at the annual meeting. Respectively submitted by Jack Schaefer, Reed Kreider, and John Smolinski.
Down to approval of honorariums. We'll now vote to approve the board of directors and supervisory committee honorariums and other compensation is announced in the winter 2021 newsletter. Please respond to the prompt calling for the first and second motions. Once the motions are recorded, you'll be able to cast your vote. Okay, so we have motions by William Lovelace and Jim Montgomery. And it is passed by unanimous vote, so the motion carries. Okay. The last thing on our agenda is the call for a motion to adjourn the meeting. So please respond to the prompt calling for the first and second motions. Once the motions are recorded, you will be able to cast your vote. Okay, looks like we have a motion by William Lovelace and Jim Montgomery seconds. Motion carries. Okay, so I guess that's it for this year. Did we mention we were in business for this year?
We did. I
Okay.
read that first, believe it or not. So
All right, all the business being concluded, I'd like to adjourn the meeting and thank you all very much for attending.
Okay.